Have you ever wondered why, despite doing everything right, eating well, staying active, and taking your medications, you still wake up feeling tired, foggy, or achy? What if the very place you trust for rest, your bedroom, is quietly working against you? If you're over 65, this is not just a scary thought. It's a real and growing concern that affects millions of seniors every night. In this video, I'm going to reveal 5 common bedroom items that could be silently emitting harmful radiation or electromagnetic fields, EMFs, right next to your head. These invisible forces can disrupt your sleep, weaken your memory, raise your heart rate, and even worsen inflammation, all without you realizing it. From that digital alarm clock on your nightstand to the Wi-Fi router humming in the corner, these everyday objects might be sabotaging your health. Why does this matter? Because as we age, our bodies become more vulnerable to environmental stressors. What might be harmless to younger adults can have a bigger impact on seniors, making deep, restorative sleep harder to achieve and slowing your body's natural healing process. Stay with me until the end, and you'll discover simple, practical changes you can make tonight to reduce your exposure, improve your sleep quality, and boost your energy and heart health. Don't miss these easy steps that can transform your nights and your days. Let's get started. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support means a lot to me, and if you enjoyed this video, you can help me continue spreading the valuable lessons by liking and sharing it. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. Digital alarm clocks. Many of us have grown so accustomed to having a digital alarm clock plugged into the wall next to our bed that it barely crosses our minds as anything other than a helpful, everyday tool. It's there to wake us up on time, glowing softly in the darkness, and offering a comforting sense of routine. But beneath this familiar convenience lies a hidden and often overlooked truth. These digital clocks continuously emit low-level electromagnetic fields, or EMFs, which may quietly but significantly affect our health, especially our sleep quality and brain function. EMFs are invisible energy waves generated by electrical devices, and while the low levels emitted by a digital clock might seem harmless at first glance, science suggests otherwise. Night after night, as we lie down to rest, our bodies are exposed to these persistent signals. This exposure can subtly interfere with our natural circadian rhythms, the internal clock that tells our body when to sleep and when to wake. The result? We may find ourselves tossing and turning, struggling to fall into deep, restorative sleep. For many, this can lead to chronic fatigue, foggy thinking, and even emotional distress. Speaking from personal experience, the thought that something as simple as my trusty bedside clock could be undermining my health is unsettling. I've always cherished the ritual of setting my alarm and drifting off peacefully, but after learning about the effects of EMFs, I realized how important it is to rethink this habit. Sleep isn't just a pause from our busy lives. It's the foundation of our physical and mental well-being. When that foundation is shaken by constant electromagnetic exposure, the consequences ripple through our entire day, affecting mood, concentration, and even memory. What's heartbreaking is how easily we overlook these invisible influences because they don't scream for attention like a noisy gadget or glaring light. Instead, they work quietly, night after night, eroding the quality of our rest and leaving us vulnerable to the struggles of aging, stress, and cognitive decline. It makes me wonder how many others suffer in silence, never realizing that the very object meant to keep them on schedule might be robbing them of the peace and clarity they need. For anyone reading this, I truly urge you to consider alternatives. A battery-operated alarm clock, or better yet, one that doesn't emit EMFs at all, can make a remarkable difference. Even moving the digital clock several feet away from your bed can reduce your exposure significantly. Creating a sleep sanctuary, one free from electromagnetic interference, is not just a luxury, but a necessity, especially as we grow older and our bodies become more sensitive. Taking these small, mindful steps has been a game changer for me, And I genuinely believe they can be for you too. After all, our bedrooms should be places of rest, healing, and rejuvenation, not sources of unseen stress. Protecting your sleep means protecting your mind, your heart, and your overall quality of life. It's worth every effort. 2. Wi-Fi routers. We rely on it daily, often without a second thought, as it silently beams internet connectivity to our phones, laptops, and smart devices. However, when placed near or inside the bedroom, the very place where we seek peace and rest, these routers emit constant pulsed radio frequency waves. These waves are a form of electromagnetic radiation that can subtly but significantly interfere with the brain's vital healing processes during sleep. Sleep is more than just closing our eyes and drifting off. It is the time when our bodies and brains undergo essential repair. For older adults, this repair process becomes even more critical. Restful sleep supports memory consolidation, emotional regulation, immune system strength, and overall cognitive health. Yet, those gentle pulses from a Wi-Fi router nearby can disrupt the deep stages of sleep, preventing the brain from fully rejuvenating itself. This means that even if you feel like you slept well, your body might not have received the restorative benefits it desperately needs. Reflecting on this, I find it both alarming and heartbreaking. We create sanctuaries in our bedrooms, spaces meant for rest, comfort, and renewal, but unknowingly, we may be inviting in a silent disruptor. I remember the first time I learned about the effects of electromagnetic fields on sleep. It shook me to the core. It's unsettling to think that the convenience of staying connected comes with a hidden cost, especially when it touches something as sacred as our sleep. In my journey, this knowledge pushed me to reevaluate how I arrange my living space. I began moving my Wi-Fi router away from the bedroom and even started turning it off during the night when it wasn't in use. I also explored alternatives, such as using wired internet connections or limiting wireless devices in sleeping areas. These small changes made a noticeable difference, not just in how deeply I slept, but in my overall energy and mood during the day. The emotional weight of this realization cannot be overstated. As we age, protecting our health becomes paramount, and sleep is one of the most powerful tools we have to fight decline and maintain vitality. Understanding the impact of Wi-Fi routers has made me more mindful about the invisible factors in our environment that can shape our well-being, often without us knowing. It's a reminder that sometimes the greatest threats are the ones we can't see or hear, quiet intrusions that creep into our lives and affect us in subtle but profound ways. Ultimately, this knowledge empowers us to take control, to create bedrooms that are true havens, free from electromagnetic interference and filled with calm, healing energy. Because we all deserve nights of peaceful, uninterrupted sleep that allow our minds and bodies to flourish, no matter our age. 3. Plug-in air fresheners. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. They promise a constant, gentle aroma that masks unpleasant odors and gives a feeling of cleanliness. At face value, they seem like a harmless convenience, a simple way to make your home smell inviting and fresh without much effort. But beneath this appealing facade lies a hidden, potentially serious threat to your health, particularly for people over 65, whose respiratory systems are often more vulnerable. First, these devices emit electromagnetic fields, EMFs, a form of energy generated by any plugged-in or battery-operated electronic product. Although EMFs are invisible and often overlooked, studies suggest that prolonged exposure, especially in close quarters like a bedroom, may contribute to subtle but significant health issues, including sleep disturbances, headaches, and even increased stress levels. For older adults, whose bodies naturally become more sensitive and less resilient over time, the added electromagnetic noise can feel overwhelming, even if they can't see or hear it. But what is even more concerning is the release of volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, into the air. VOCs are a group of chemicals that easily vaporize at room temperature, and many are known to be harmful when inhaled. Plug-in air fresheners often contain synthetic fragrances mixed with solvents and preservatives, which release these compounds continuously while the device is on. For older adults who may already struggle with chronic respiratory conditions such as asthma, bronchitis, or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, these VOCs can irritate the delicate lining of the lungs and airways, causing coughing, shortness of breath, and worsening of symptoms. It's heartbreaking to realize that something so common, something many rely on to create a welcoming atmosphere, might be silently undermining health. I've spoken to seniors who felt betrayed by this discovery. They want their homes to be safe havens, places where they can breathe freely and feel peaceful. Yet, unknowingly, they might be filling their living spaces with chemicals that worsen their breathing and overall well-being. This knowledge can bring about a sense of frustration, even helplessness, especially when these products are so widely marketed and appear in nearly every household. Reflecting on my own experience, I once used plug-in air fresheners without much thought. I enjoyed the way they masked unpleasant smells and made my home feel cozy. But after reading about the EMFs and toxic VOCs they emit, I felt a wave of anxiety and guilt. It was unsettling to think that something intended to improve my environment could be contributing to unseen harm. This realization motivated me to make changes. Opening windows more often, cleaning more regularly, and exploring natural alternatives like baking soda, houseplants, or essential oils diffused carefully and in moderation. I understand how hard it can be to give up habits or products that seem harmless and comforting, especially when they've been part of daily life for years. But when it comes to your health, especially your lungs and brain health, it's worth reconsidering. The air you breathe should refresh and nourish you, not fill your lungs with irritants or add invisible stress through electromagnetic exposure. If you or a loved one uses plug-in air fresheners, I urge you to pause and think deeply about the long-term effects. Is the temporary scent worth the risk to your respiratory health? Could there be safer, healthier ways to keep your home smelling pleasant? Your comfort and well-being are priceless. Taking small steps to improve your indoor air quality can bring peace of mind and better health for years to come. 4. Charging phones and other electronics. In our modern lives, it's almost second nature to keep our phones, tablets, and other electronic devices close at all times, even when we sleep. Many of us habitually charge these gadgets right beside our beds, on nightstands, or sometimes even under our pillows. It's convenient, familiar, and it feels reassuring to have our lifelines within easy reach. But what if this simple act, something we do every night without a second thought, is quietly undermining our sleep quality and, ultimately, our health? When you leave electronic devices plugged in and charging near your bed, they emit something called electromagnetic fields, or EMFs. These invisible energy waves are produced whenever electricity flows through the cords and circuitry of your chargers and devices. While the science around EMFs is still evolving, there's growing evidence that these fields can interfere with our nervous system's natural ability to unwind and enter the deep, restorative stages of sleep. Sleep isn't just about shutting your eyes and drifting off. It's a complex, vital process where the body repairs tissues, consolidates memories, and recalibrates the immune and hormonal systems. EMFs, even at low levels, may subtly disturb these processes by causing mild but persistent stress on the nervous system. Imagine trying to fall into a peaceful slumber while your body is sensing an invisible buzz, like a faint, constant hum that never quite goes away. It's no wonder that many people wake up feeling tired, anxious, or just not quite themselves. I've experienced this firsthand, and I know I'm not alone. For years, I would wake up feeling restless and on edge, blaming the day's worries or just the natural aging process. Only after learning about the impact of EMFs did I decide to move my phone and charger across the room, away from my sleeping area. The change wasn't instant, but within a few nights, I noticed the difference. Falling asleep felt easier, my dreams were calmer, and I woke up with more energy and a sense of calm I hadn't felt in a long time. This isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a slow erosion of our well-being that's easy to overlook. The low-level stress caused by these EMFs can accumulate, weakening our resilience and making us more susceptible to anxiety, chronic pain, and other health problems. For older adults, whose bodies may already be dealing with multiple stressors, this hidden burden can be particularly harmful. It's heartbreaking to realize that the very technology designed to connect us might be quietly wearing us down, especially during the hours when our bodies need rest the most. But there's hope. Taking simple steps to reduce exposure, such as charging devices outside the bedroom, turning off unnecessary electronics before bedtime, or using airplane mode and EMF shielding accessories, can significantly improve sleep quality and overall health. These small changes are acts of kindness toward ourselves, honoring the body's need for undisturbed rest and healing. Choosing to create a peaceful, electronic-free sanctuary in your bedroom is a powerful declaration of self-care. It says, "I deserve true rest. I deserve to wake up refreshed and whole." In a world buzzing with constant connection, protecting this sacred time and space can bring profound peace, better health, and a renewed sense of vitality. So tonight, consider setting your devices a little further away. Feel the relief of silence, not just in sound, but in energy. Let your body sink into the deep sleep it craves, free from invisible interference. Because the gift of good sleep is the foundation for every beautiful day ahead. 5. Electric blankets and heating pads. These devices have long been a source of comfort for many, especially as the chill of aging seems to settle deeper into our bones. There's an undeniable magic in the way an electric blanket wraps you in gentle warmth on a cold night, or how a heating pad applied to a sore shoulder can momentarily melt away discomfort. For countless people, these tools feel like lifesavers. Small luxuries that bring peace and relief when the body aches or when winter's cold threatens to make days feel unbearable. I, too, have often sought refuge under the soft glow of a heated blanket, craving that cocoon of warmth when the world outside felt frosty and uninviting. But as comforting as they seem, electric blankets and heating pads carry an invisible burden. Their warmth is created by electric currents that flow through their wires, but alongside this heat comes something less visible and far more concerning: electromagnetic fields, or EMFs. These fields, created by the electrical activity within the blanket or pad, rest directly against your skin, often for hours at a time, especially if you use these devices overnight or during extended rest periods. Unlike the pleasant heat that you can feel and appreciate, EMFs are invisible and silent, making their presence easy to overlook or dismiss. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. What makes this particularly troubling is the growing body of research suggesting that prolonged exposure to these electromagnetic fields can increase inflammation in the body. For those of us who may already suffer from chronic pain, arthritis, or other inflammatory conditions, this hidden factor can be a sneaky culprit, worsening symptoms without us realizing it. It's a painful irony. The very thing we turn to for relief, the comforting heat, is quietly fueling the inflammation we want to calm down. But the impact of EMFs doesn't stop there. Sleep, which is the foundation of good health, especially as we grow older, can be deeply disrupted by these fields. The human body is a marvel of natural rhythms. Our circadian cycles, hormone production, and nervous system all follow intricate patterns that need darkness and calm to function properly. When exposed to electromagnetic fields, these delicate patterns can become unsettled. You might find yourself tossing and turning, waking up more frequently, or feeling less rested even after a full night's sleep. Imagine the frustration of seeking comfort and warmth only to be robbed of deep, rejuvenating rest. Over time, this can lead to increased fatigue, poorer immune function, and a decline in overall well-being. Personally, this knowledge stirs a mix of emotions in me: concern, sadness, and a deep desire to help others make informed choices. I understand the appeal of electric blankets and heating pads. I've felt their soothing touch on cold, aching nights. Yet, I also worry about the long-term consequences, especially for those who may not be aware of these risks. It's heartbreaking to think that something meant to ease pain could be contributing to health struggles in ways that are not immediately obvious. This dilemma reminds me how complicated self-care can be, especially as we age. We want comfort, relief, and peace, but we must also be vigilant and thoughtful about the tools we use. It's not about abandoning these devices completely, but about using them wisely. Perhaps limiting their use to short periods, turning them off before bedtime, or seeking alternative ways to stay warm, like wearing layers of soft clothing, using non-electric heated blankets, or enjoying a warm bath, can help reduce exposure to these fields. Furthermore, it's vital to listen to our bodies and notice how we feel after using these devices. If you find your aches persist or your sleep suffers, it may be time to reconsider your approach. Consulting with a healthcare professional can provide personalized guidance on managing pain and maintaining comfort without compromising long-term health. In the end, true comfort is more than just physical warmth. It's about nurturing our bodies and minds in ways that promote healing, peace, and vitality. Every small choice we make, from the products we trust to how we care for ourselves, can have a ripple effect on our quality of life. So let's embrace warmth that supports us wholly, keeping us safe, healthy, and rested through the years ahead. Thank you so much for staying with me through this deep dive into electric blankets, heating pads, and their hidden effects on our health. I hope you've gained some valuable insights about how something that feels so comforting might also carry unseen risks, especially for those of us wanting to protect our well-being as we age. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What is one important thing you've learned from this video that you plan to bring into your daily life? Maybe it's rethinking how you use these warming devices or exploring safer alternatives to keep cozy. Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your story might inspire others in our community to make healthier choices too. If you found this video helpful, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more practical tips and heartfelt guidance on living well as we grow older. Your support means the world and helps us create more content that truly matters to you. Thank you for being part of this journey.